The Vancouver Canucks season keeps on going, and as we keep going, we get horrible losses, fun victories, and sometimes decent losses. And this week, we kind of got all three. We got an okay loss against the Senators, even though we did get shut out. We got a huge comeback win against the Predators, which was really fun for morale. And then the game against the Kraken. That didn't really go so well. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to This Week in CanucksLand. I am CanucksLand. We're going to be going over all the games from this past week, and those are the games against the Senators, the Predators, and the Kraken. And yeah, let's get right into it with the game against the Ottawa Senators that was on Monday night, Amazon Prime Hockey. And yeah, there was 2 goals to really talk about in this game. Curtis Douglas made his debut. I like his physicality, what he brings to the lineup. It's really nice to see. I'm just going to kind of go over as much as I remember from that game. I do apologize, I had a very busy week. The Senators would open up the scoring as the puck would get all the way to the blue line to Artem Zub. His shot would go off of Shane Pinto right to Greg. He would put it in, and the Senators would take a 1-0 lead. They would hold it all the way till the end of the game, and then they would pick up an empty netter as Brady Tkachuk would get the puck from Tim Stützle. He would put it in the empty net, and the Senators would win 2-0. In a game that I thought the refs did kind of screw the Canucks out of it a little bit. There was 2 penalties that were iffy, but honestly, you got to adapt. Just how I was saying with Team Canada when they're losing, or when they lost the gold medal game, and there was a really bad call. You got to adapt. You got to find ways to win, even with the circumstances that are given. Even if they're unfair, and the Canucks weren't able to do that, they lose 2-0. But as long as they didn't get absolutely blown out, it's totally it's kind of fine. You want to see a goal. Just a goal, please. That's the thing. With this game, if they lost 2-1, sure. But they lost 2-0. But they didn't get blown out 5-0, so that's good. So yeah, let's move into the Predators game. I apologize, I don't have that much to talk about this Senators game, but we're going to move into possibly the most fun game, probably of the season, for the Vancouver Canucks, definitely of 2026. As we would start off with a goal as Philip Hronek's shot would get deflected twice, once by Rossi, second time by Besser, and it would beat UC Saros to give the Canucks a 1-0 lead, but the Predators would bounce back as Justin Barron would get the puck. He would skate in front, he would put it off the pad, and a rebound by Jost would go in, and they would take they would tie the game 1-1. They would tie the game 1-1, and they would add another one, and guess who it is? Tyson Jost, as the puck would sneak through everybody right to the front of the net. He would just roof it past, I'm pretty sure it was, no, it wasn't Kevin Lake, and this one was Tolopilo, I'm pretty sure, in net. For this game, to make it 2-1, so Jost gets 2, and then they would add another one, and this goal is a little iffy, as Matthew Wood would throw it in front. It would go off of Liam Ogren's stick and in. Oh, just the unluckiness on this one. It was ugly, but yeah, it's bounces like that. That's why we like hockey. One random bounce off your own stick when you're in front of the net, and it goes in your net, and you're looking at the puck, and you're just like, why did I do that? Or, it's the right play. Maybe you were getting the stick in, it just deflects wrong, and it goes in the net. Unlucky for Ogren, but they would make up for it, as Ogren's shot would get stopped, but Rossi would pick up the rebound, and hey, we're within 1. We are within 1. Down 3-1, going 4 minutes left. I think, about 4 minutes left in the game when we were down 3-1. We get 1, we make it 3-2. Oh, yeah. We came back down 3-1 against Nashville in the playoffs in 2024, was it? Yeah, 2024 playoffs. Oh, yeah. And who was involved in that? As Brock Besser would get the puck in the slot, he wouldn't shoot it, he would send it to Hronek, he would fire it in, and the Canucks would tie the game. As Besser does get a goal in this game, it seems like Besser always does really good against the Nashville Predators. And it's those 2 games I'm basing it off of, and if you disagree with me, you're wrong. Yeah, we tied the game. It was awesome. Fun to see. I was kind of so I left. It was down 3-1. I was like, okay, this game's kind of over. That's all good. I get to hockey. I'm putting my gear on. Check the score. I'll just check the score one more time. Oh, it's 3-3. We're going to overtime. Nice. And then I came home to watch it. The part I missed was the comeback, which sucks. But we would go all the way to a shootout. Overtime wouldn't solve things. We would go all the way to a shootout. And in the shootout, the second shooter for the Vancouver Canucks, Jake DeBrusk, would skate in, and he would just flick it over the blocker and in, and the Canucks would have a 1-0 lead in the shootout. Nashville would get stopped. Elias Pettersson would go in. He would get stopped. It would be all down to Steven Stamkos to see if he could keep Nashville alive. He would skate into the zone and stop by Tolopilo with the blocker, and the Canucks would pick up a 4-3 victory in the shootout against the Nashville Predators. And yeah, that just was, what a fun game. The crowd was into it. It was really nice to see. Just those fun wins every once in a while. We can live with them. Like, it's fun. We're so far in last place that this win isn't going to hurt us. And this next loss definitely helped us in terms of getting eliminated faster, as Seattle is closer to the playoff line than closest to the playoff line at the time, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's just fun to see. You know, we can have those games. It's not hurting us anymore. It's not more mid-season where those wins kind of seem like they could hurt us. It's now later season. Those wins don't really hurt us. It's nice to see. The next game was against the Seattle Kraken, where this one just didn't really go our way at all. The Vancouver Canucks just did not have a good game. Oh man, I was at the Abbotsford Canucks game, so yeah, the only game I was able to fully watch was the game against the Ottawa Senators. I missed the end of the Predators game, and I was at the Abbotsford Canucks game for this one, so I was just seeing the score, but then I checked the highlights, and man, Seattle's goals, they were able to create time and space and just be able to make plays happen, and I'm like, whoa, this is something the Canucks haven't been able to do this season. As the first goal would be Jared McCann, as Montour would put one off the pad, he would pick a puck back up, go around the net, and find him in front, and McCann would put it in to make it 1-0. And the Canucks would get one, though. They would tie the game, as Evander Kane would find himself on a breakaway. He would make a move to the backhand and roof it to tie the game at 1 apiece, and that's where it fell apart for the Vancouver Canucks, as Tolvanen would send it over to Bobby McMahon. He would skate into the zone, put it on goal, and it would just sneak past Tolopilo, unluckily, and that's there's 2-1 for the Kraken, and they would add one more into the second period. Their only goal of the second period, as Alexiak would get the puck in the slot, and he would fire it past Tolopilo to make it 3-1. They would add yet again another one, as this is his first game, by the way, for Bobby McMahon in Seattle Kraken colors, and he's going to continue having a good game, as Jordan Eberle would find him backdoor. He would redirect it in to make it 4-1. And then, yeah, another Jordan Eberle behind the net, throws it in front to Matty Beniers. He puts it in. It's 5-1 for your Seattle Kraken. You know what? As a punishment for the loss, yeah, I'll wear this for the rest of the video as a punishment for the loss, because it was so bad. It's a Yanni Gourde Seattle Kraken jersey, by the way. I picked it up in their expansion years. I just really like the jersey. It is a nice jersey, I will say, but I don't like wearing it after this loss. The Canucks would get one more, though, as Liam Ogren was skating on a breakaway. He would be stopped. The puck would go into the corner. They would try to clear it. It would go off a player right to Marco Rossi, and he just had a wide-open net to put it in. And the Canucks would lose 5-2, but we got 2 goals. No, I'm not celebrating this at all. This is the type of losses you don't want to see. You at least want to be competitive. You want to at least do good. But hey, you know what? The Bro line is doing really good. I mean, they were involved on all 3 goals in the Predators game, and they get 1 here. The Bro line looks really good. It looks like a good second line to like push through the rebuild, and then, you know, you get the top pick hopefully, and you put them with Pettersson and Hoglander or Lekkermäki, or you get Verhoff, and you know, this is your second line, and you just put a hope and a prayer on the first line. But I really like the Bro line. In terms of the games in total, the first game I liked. Kinda wish we got a goal, but I didn't think it was a bad game entirely. The Predators game, obviously the most fun game of the week, and the Kraken game, I don't want to see this anymore, but we are going to see this. Ugh, I don't want this jersey off me. Let's move into the 3 stars of the week. Your 3 stars are as follows. Your third star, Filip Hronek, in 3 games. He had 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points. He had 2 points, and the goalies didn't do well. All I really got to say about this one. Your second star of the week, your first member of the Bro line on this list, Brock Besser, in 3 games played. He had 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points. Yeah, had a really good game against the Nashville Predators, and yeah, that's about it. It's nice to see, though. It's nice to see him gain chemistry with someone. Finally, since Miller's gone, he's starting to work his way into gaining chemistry with someone. Two other people, too. Then it's nicer when it's a whole line that has chemistry. Then it's just, like, it just feels like it gels a little bit more than it's just like, oh, Besser works with Miller, and then you could put whoever on their pair. And, because it was Phil DiGiuseppe and then Pew Suter. Like, those aren't, like, top guys. Ogren has a potential to be a good, solid second liner, like most. Rossi's going to be a good second-line center, hopefully. Besser, if he's able to get chemistry and start picking up his points, he could be a solid right-wing scoring second liner. His contract's a little crazy, but if he starts picking up the scoring a little bit and the points a little bit more, right, the contract is a little bit more palpable, especially with the cap going down. But yeah, good week for Besser overall. And who had the best week? None other than your first star, Marco Rossi. 3 games played, 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. He's really starting to click here in Vancouver. It's nice to see after he was dealing with injuries and it was looking like a little shaky to start. He's starting to pick it up a little bit. Hopefully he's able to roll into a good end of the season with us. And then, yeah, start off fresh next season, hopefully with Ogren and Besser consistently, and they start playing pretty good. Not good enough to ruin the tank, but good enough to say, hey, that's a line that could... when we're like just barely getting out of it, barely getting out of the rebuild, throw that in the second line, it's serviceable. But yeah, I really like Rossi. I'm excited for his future. Hopefully he's able to stay past his current contract and he stays with the Vancouver Canucks for a while, because I do really like him. He was on After Hours as well. It was a really fun interview. But yeah, those are your 3 stars of the week. It's time to move into the next week preview, where we have 3 games slated for next week. The first game, and they're all, the 2 of them are the Florida games, as Tuesday, March 17th at 7 p.m., the Canucks play the Florida Panthers. Their next game is Thursday, March 19th at 7 p.m. against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that is the Canucks for Kids Telethon night. So yeah, get your donations in. It's always nice. It goes to a great cause. And Saturday, March 21st, against the St. Louis Blues at 4 p.m. For the Canucks. So on Hockey Night in Canada, we aren't the late game this time. And those are your 3 games for next week. Get excited. Hopefully there's like a high... You know what? I wouldn't mind if us in Florida had that insane like 8-6 game again. Was it 8-6? I want to go back and check. Like, I don't mind if we have that type of game again against the Florida Panthers. 8-5. Maybe a little closer. 8-6 for the Canucks. Or you know what? 8-6... and the Canucks win. That would be funny. But yeah, I really don't mind if we have one of those games again. Those are always fun. When they're scoring both ways, not when it's like 10-2. We want like 8-6. But yeah, that's it for your next week preview, and that is it for this week in CanucksLand. Before I get to the outro, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the last video. It just passed over 1.1 thousand views. Thank you so much. I didn't expect that video to do so well, honestly. I knew it was a decent idea. I just kind of like thought of it and was just like, yeah, I'll do that. And then kind of just opened the things and winged it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much yet again. Thank you guys for the support. For me going through my exam when I posted that video, just apologizing that I was probably lacking. Thank you guys so much for the kind words. It really meant a lot. But that is it for this one. I set a goal to try hit 500 subscribers by the end of this regular season. We just hit 400. Thank you guys so much. I redid this outro just to say thank you. It means so much to me. I'm so happy that I'm able to come on here and talk hockey and have fun, and people like what I have to say about hockey. It just means so much. Leave a like down below. Leave a comment. What you guys thought about this week. But without further ado, the video on your right is the video from Friday. The video on your left is from Monday. Subscribe is right down under there. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.